What's going on, everyone? This is RFBM, Raising the Financial Bar with Mar. So prayers out to all of my family out here, Florida fam, impacted by the hurricane. I just want to do this quick video talking to you about some assistance that may be available for you for all eligible individuals that were impacted by this disaster. Alrighty, so the fastest way to apply is through assistance.gov. For that disaster assistance, you can also apply through the FEMA mobile app or by calling 1-800-621-3362. If you use a video relay service, caption telephone service, or other communication services, please provide FEMA the specific number assigned for that service. Okay, so the next thing you'll do after you go to disaster.gov to do the application for the assistance, you're going to type in your city, state, zip code so they can pull up that area so you can start the process. As an example, I would put in Tampa, Florida. All right, so after that, as you can see, it pulled up the county I'm located in, and we'll just go ahead and click apply online. Make sure you put in the passcode exactly the same because it appears you only have 3 tries to get it right. All right, so they have a stipulation here. If you are applying for both home and business disaster assistance, complete one registration to cover both. If you're applying for multiple disasters, you'll need to complete a registration for each disaster also. So you're going to need the following to complete your registration: your social security number or the social security number of a minor child in that household who is a U.S. citizen, non-citizen national, or qualified alien, your annual household income, contact information, so phone number, mailing address, email address, and damaged home address, insurance information, so your coverage, insurance company, name, etc., and your bank account information. This is contingent if you're eligible to receive financial assistance. The money will be deposited into your account. So as they say noted here, you must provide an email address if you want to review your registration status online. If you do not provide an email address, you will be required to contact FEMA for any updates to your registration. And the FEMA helpline is 1-800-621-3362. That helpline service is available 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern time. So going on further with the registration instructions, the application process will take approximately 20 minutes. So be ready to provide all the data as possible. Here it lets you know about how the presentation of all of the screens will look, along with the help for each page. As you progress through the registration process, the tabs at the top of the screen change. You can review any of the information you previously submitted by selecting the appropriate tab. You can cancel your application at any time by exiting registration, clicking that button. So it's important to know that your registration becomes a legal document. So don't be stupid. Please do not be one of these PPP pirates. If you intentionally make false statements or hide information or try to get assistance, it's a violation of federal and state laws. This can carry severe criminal and civil penalties. Again, go ahead and be careful. Don't submit anything illegal. Review the Privacy Act. It'll bring you to the next page where it's going to give you a rundown of all the information they're going to request. Okay, so if you go over here after you've looked over the following pages for what they're going to ask for: damaged home, damaged business address, how to contact you and your social, you're going to decide if you're going to register for vehicle only. So that would be where the vehicle damage occurred, along with the information involving the home zip code. Then you'll go with the business assistance only. You'd go ahead and use the name and social security of the business owner. And then we also have funeral assistance, using the name and social of the person responsible for the deceased person's funeral cost. And lastly, child care only. Enter the location information that was damaged by the disaster, which caused new or additional child care costs or resulted in a loss of income for the household. Also, if you check their note section here, they cannot provide money to people or households for losses already covered by insurance. Now, if you have not already contacted your insurance company to file a claim, do so as soon as possible, because failure to file a claim with your insurance company may affect you getting grant assistance. Alright, so here's where you want to put your first name, last name, social security, date of birth, along with your email address, verify online. This is how they're going to go ahead and get your registration status situated. Now it gets pretty simple here. Next step, they're going to ask if you have a disability or a language that requires an accommodation, yes or no, along with a question about if you had any disability related assistive devices or medically required equipment, etc. that was damaged or destroyed, lost during the disaster, or better yet, as a result of the disaster. Next, they're going to ask for your cellular device, so make sure you add that for any damaged dwelling phone and any other phones if you have a different number that would apply. Next, you'll provide your physical street address where the damage occurred, including the house or building number, the street name, and any apartment or lot number. Right after that, they're going to want to know the way in which the disaster has affected you, so they give you a heads up. So for the purposes of this example, I chose power surge - lightning, but you could have put flood, hurricane, rain, wind-driven rain, seepage, sewer backup, tornado, wind, and if none of those descriptions best described it, you could click other damage not listed here. Alright, so now they get deeper into the losses. They want to know about your lodging, food, and medical needs. They'll also want to have your insurance information available, home, food, car, etc. to add to your application. If you don't have your policy numbers right now, that is okay. You can give them the information later. Keep in mind, reimbursement for spoiled food is not covered by FEMA's individual and households program. Next, it's going to ask you if you had any of the following losses caused by the disaster. Next, it's going to ask you where you're currently living or staying. What type of home are you registering? In my example, it would be an apartment. Then it's going to ask if this is your primary residence where you live more than 6 months out of the year. Then finally, it's going to say, are you currently able to get to your home? Then it follows up by what type of insurance you have. So if it's just for contents only, flood insurance, or if you don't have any insurance for your home or personal property. They'll then ask you if you have medical, dental, or funeral expenses as a result of the disaster. For those in dire need, be sure to state if you have emergency needs for a disaster-related emergency for food, medication, shelter, and clothing. Next, be sure to know all the people living in your home at the time of the disaster. Only one person per household can apply for disaster assistance. Be careful during the process when individually adding each person that was there during the disaster. Next thing we want to do is go ahead and add our household annual gross income before any deductions are subtracted. So this includes wages, unemployment payments, social security, welfare, child support, stocks, interest, annuities, etc. Next question is the household source of income from self-employment, and do you own a business or rental property that was affected by the disaster? After you've confirmed how many dependents you have, including yourself, they're going to ask before taxes are deducted, what is your family's pre-disaster income? Then they want to know if you would like your funds to be directly deposited if you are found eligible for the FEMA assistance. And as you'll see here, you're just adding all of your financial institution information, route number, account number, and so on. Again, be sure to make sure that you're adding all of the different types of things that they constitute as a part of your annual income. And again, this is an example application, so I just put in 45,000 and then I just certify that this is my total annual income before proceeding to the next page. Okay, so as we get to the close of this application, they're going to ask if you would like to receive your alerts electronically or by mail. For the most part, the majority of us, it's better to elect to do things electronically. So again, this is another page that's going to notify you prior to the next section that they're going to ask about your demographic background. And keep in mind, it's just a voluntary demographic question. So if you would like to not answer, you can always decline and prefer not to answer any of these questions about your racial identity or gender. All right, so to wrap it all up, we're getting to the close. All you're going to do now is review all of your information to make sure your personal information, damaged dwelling address, mailing address, and all losses are inputted correctly, and make sure that your electronic funds transfer preferences has your correct banking information. So once you're confident all the information that you've inputted is correct and accurate, most up to date, you'll go ahead and nothing left else for you to do is just hit submit. Alrighty, y'all, so that was the full application process to apply for FEMA disaster assistance for those that were impacted with with that Florida Hurricane Ian. I hope that was helpful. If you enjoy this content, please give a like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully that wasn't too tedious. I think it's overall a pretty easy process if you're not, recording it for everyone to see. So just make sure you're making it as accurate as possible and explain in detail what you're experiencing. As always, I appreciate the support. And once again, this is RFBM, Raising the Financial Bar with Mar. Peace, love, blessings. Take care.
Our own mind has to be changed. We have to change our mind about ourselves.
Because this world is such a gimme. Everybody back off. Everybody's like taught that from school.
I don't come to bow, I come to conquer.